In this piano tutorial, we will be learning how to play We Fall Down by Donnie McClurkin in the key of A flat major. And this song was requested through the comment section, so if you have any requests, feel free to leave them down below. And if you have any questions about the sounds or the hardware that I'm using, all of that information can be found in the description box below, okay? Now, this song is pretty easy to learn in that it only has a couple of chords, very basic chords, but there's this section in the song where the chords change. They basically substitute all of the original progression. They substituted for a secondary progression, which sounds very cool. So we'll be learning that part as well. Now, if we start off the song, the first chords are the 4 chord, and then it goes into the 6 chord. But let's focus on these voicings, right? We fall down. We start off with this 4 chord, but it's voiced as a C sharp 6/9, right? And very easy to memorize with this method that I use. I'm basically playing C sharp with the octave and the 5th, and then what I do to play this 6/9 voicing is I go to the 3rd, then from the 3rd I just go up in 4ths, right? Right, so B flat is the 4th of F and E flat is the 4th of B flat. And that takes care of the rest of the notes, right? This is the 6 and this is the 9. And I like doubling up on this A flat right here to fill up the chord a bit more. And if we want to double up on the 9th as well, we can fill it up right here. Right, so that's how I memorize and form this chord. So this is the 4 chord. Now the 6 chord, it's an F minor 11th chord. And I use this voicing because of these 2 notes right here. Since they're right next to each other, they form that dissonant sound. We can either play like this or like this, right? It's all up to you and how you want to voice your chords. So we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. Fall down, but we get up. Now the next chord is a 7 for a saint. And this 7 is just an E flat major over a G. For a saint is just, then a 1 chord, a sinner, back to the 7, who fell. We use this 3, which is basically a 1 over 3 as a passing chord to get back into this 4 chord, okay? And got up, right? And here we use a 5 to get up to the 6. But these are all very easy to learn, and if you mess around and play around with the voicings, you can get more creative with these chords alone, right? And I'm not using any passing chords, or I'm not being intense with the passing chords yet, but I'll explain some of those chords now, okay? So there's a part in the song where basically they end this section and got up, and they build up the song. And now the chord changes come in, the substitutions. Instead of going back to the 4, we fall down, we go into a flat 7. And this is a substitution for the 4, right? In many songs, you can probably substitute the flat 7 for the 4. So we're going to play that flat 7, which is an F sharp. But we can either voice it as a F sharp major 9, right? We fall down, but we get up, right? Or we can voice it as a F sharp 9, 13th, sharp 11, okay? Or an easier way of thinking about this chord is it's just an A flat over F sharp, and I like adding that dominant, right? So we fall down, but we get up. The next chord is again a regular 6 chord that we did before, an F minor 11th, right? In this case, I'm using this voicing now. So we fall down, but we get up. We fall down. Now, usually we would go back to this chord, right? The 4, and we get up. Something like that. But now we're going to use a different voicing for this 4 chord. Instead of using the 6/9 voicing, we're going to use a dominant voicing, and we're going to voice it like this, right? A C#7 over B. It feels weird inside of this progression, but it works, okay? So we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. All right, and the next chord is a 2 chord, a B flat minor 9, okay? So far we have 4 substitutions. We fall down, but we fall down. Now this is where we get into those passing chords. Here, the next chord after this 2 chord is going to be a 5 chord, right? But we're going to use a passing chord in between, right? So the reason why it's going to be a 5 chord is because we're going to do that. We fall down and we get up, right? A 5-1-4 progression. But there's a passing chord, very important, right before that 5. And the voicing that we use for this passing chord is this right here. Right on the screen it appears as an F sharp, but this chord is actually based on a B7. It's sort of a B flat 7 sharp 5, but the bass in the original record that I hear plays an E, right? So that's why I voiced it like this. And this is the voicing or the passing chord right before the 5. All right, and this is the 5 that I'm going to use, but let's use it in context. So we fall down. Right, so that you can see how I played this passing chord to land on that 5, then a 1. And this one again is technically like a 6/9, right? But I'm using that dominant right here to make it an A flat 9 13th, okay? And then up to the 4 chord, a C sharp major 9. And then we repeat the last part of the song. For sin is just a sinner who fell down and got up. Right there, I included a 5 chord with a different voicing, but it works here. I played a major 9 voicing, okay? That's a substitution for the 5 that you can sometimes use. It depends on the melody of the song, but in this case, it works out. It gives it that sort of that out there sound, a different sound right before that 6 chord, okay? So once again, we fall down, but we get up. All right, so one quick lesson right here of what I did to get to that 7 chord. We were on the 4, we fall down. We did that 5, 1, 4. And now from the 4, what I do is I play this chord right here, C sharp major 7. Then I go down to an A flat over C. Then I go down to a 2 chord, a B flat minor 7. Then a 1 chord, A flat major 7. And that's how I get to the 7 chord right here. All right, so. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is play the whole song without any interruption. I may mess up, but please forgive any mistakes. But basically, I want you guys to pay attention to the things that I do. I may come up with different things, and hopefully you can learn something else from this part of the video.